Yeah, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, back with a quick prediction for this flyweight fight coming up this weekend. Cortney Casey versus Liana Jojua. I had to do one on this one because flyweight division, right now it's making a lot of good fights. A lot of good matchups, and this is one of these divisions that's really exciting. Just even on the lower level. I might actually have to do a video talking about. I know people might find this controversial, but I might have to do a video where, I'm talking about how this division is a little bit thicker right now than the strawweight division. Because after looking at the rankings of the strawweight division, who they have even at the bottom half, and just how they have their unranked fighters, coming in and out, just seems like the flyweight division is really, really amping up. I think that the flyweight division right now is setting itself up for longevity. Let me put it that way. Like with the fighters they're bringing in and the fighters coming down or coming up, I think that it's really setting their division up. So the day that Valentina Shevchenko and some of the fighters at the top retire, we'll still have some good fights. We're going to have some good fights lined up. So, as long as they continue to stay active and bring in these different matches, we'll have some good fights. Because the other day, on the live stream, I counted like over 20 some odd flyweights unranked, and they all make good fights, whether we talking about Sarge and Gatto or Cortney Casey, Liana Jojua, Miranda and Aaron Blanchfield, even though I think Miranda should be in the top 15, but that's a different story. But yeah, all those fights are unranked, so they're good, right? So yeah, this one's coming up this Saturday, Liana Jojua versus Cortney Casey. And, to me right now, this is a must win for both fighters. To me, whoever is the winner of this fight, they have to look good. They can't just win, they have to look good to be seen as even to be seen as a flyweight threat or even stay afloat in this growing division. There's the top 10, like I said, and there's almost like 20 some odd ranked flyweights that are trying to climb into that top 15. That's why this is like a pool of sharks when you look at that bottom. Like, again, there's Sarge, Gatto, Blanchfield, Agapova, Maverick, all of these fighters at the bottom right now that are really, growing. And Manon Fiorot, she just popped up out of them. There's just so many down there right now with claws and fangs. They're just going at it, right? And they're trying to climb to that top. So Cortney Casey and Liana Jojua, they're just like almost a portion of it. They're just like a portion of it where they're just fighting from the bottom to get to the top of the bottom, if that makes sense, right? So they got to look good. Somebody has to look good in this fight because currently both fighters are 1-2 at 125. Casey's 1-2. She's defeated. She's only defeated Mara Romero Barella in her debut, and then she went on a back-to-back losing streak to Jillian Robertson and JJ Aldridge. Jojua, she defeated Belbita, Diana Belbita. Then she lost to Maverick and Morris, both by finishes, right? She has two TKO losses. So yeah, must win for both fighters here. They have to look good. They have to look improved, and they got to be dominant. First off, I have to say for Casey O'Neill, she's long, tall fighter, bit of a brawler. She's the taller one in this. Has decent pop on her shots. Sometimes she can get a little, wild with the shots. She's got a lot of experience going in here. She's 9-9. She's got a few submissions. I think she has the same amount of submissions. 4 submission wins for Casey, 4 submission wins for Jojua. Whereas, Cortney Casey's hers a little bit more spaced out because she's 9-9, some early in her career, and not so many in her later career. So she hasn't really been a grappler as of lately, you know what I mean? Especially at 125. So going into this fight here for Casey, I think she just has to really make this a rough, rugged fight, more so technical though, technical, rough, rugged fight where she's controlling her striking because she's dealing with Liana Jojua, who comes from a Muay Thai background, throws straight shots down the middle. She has some pop on her shots because she does have a little size to her, even at, what is she, 5'5", 5'4". She's the shorter fighter, but, she's a little thicker, so you have to watch the pop on her shots. She did touch Miranda a few times. Miranda, she made that nice adjustment, though, with the left hand. So for Cortney Casey, it's got to be a little bit more technical here with angles. Against a Muay Thai fighter, you want to use more angles here. Throw kicks to the body like she did, get her honest, and you want to target the nose. Let's be real. Target the nose. Not being funny, that's just what you have to do. I mean, when you see like scar tissue on a fighter, you target the scar tissue. Target the nose. Miesha Tate, Montana De La Rosa, these fighters like that, you target that bridge of the nose. So for Cortney Casey, it has to be about straight shots here and angles and body work. Break her down and just really keep it standing to me. I don't think she should, even though she could go to the ground off of what she's been working on, I think she just needs takedown defense and a good stand-up fight here for 3 rounds. Fighting her pace, pot shots, good solid shot, pop off her shots, to keep Liana Jojua back. She's the longer fighter here. Jojua, like I said, Muay Thai fighter, working on her ground game. She's solid. She's got 4 submission wins here. And I think for her, it has to be close the distance early. Get on the inside of the taller fighter here. Work leg kicks and don't just depend on straight shots. It's got to be combinations on Cortney Casey. You have to back her up and get her to the fence. Combinations, get her to the fence, clinch game. You got to keep her clinched. You got to win rounds here. Boring for a little bit, but then you got to amp it up. When you clinch, you got to switch levels, take her down. Cortney on her back is not the best. You got to gas her out. You got to work. When you get her down, don't just lay and pray. You got to work, and you got to ground and pound. No lay and pray. It's got to be ground and pound. Control top position. Body work for her. I think body work is very important. You got to gas Cortney Casey. That's kind of how Jillian Robertson did when she took her into the deep waters. So for Jojua, I think she has some pop on her shots as well, but it's got to be about taking this fight to the ground. Take it to the ground and just maul and brawl and ground and pound and make it look good and look for the finish here. You don't want to stay in this fight that long with a fighter that can throw hands like Cortney Casey. Like I said, she's not the most technical, but she is a bit of a brawler. Cortney Casey, same with her. I think she has to look for a finish. She's got to look for a finish because that was a close fight with J.J. Aldridge, and she's had some close fights in the past with Felice Herrig. Who else was it? Did she have a close fight with Angela Hill too? I think so. Yeah, she's been on the end of some split decisions, So yeah, they both have to look for finishes here just to look good and make the UFC say, okay, these two need more fights. They need more fights and they want to climb the ladder, right? So with that being said, this is actually a tough call here. Man, it's tough to pick against experience here. Cortney Casey's 9-9. I might have to go with Cortney in this after just kind of looking at some footage of both of these fighters, but I don't know. Let me think here real quick. I'm kind of going with Cortney Casey because of the experience here. But I'm looking at what Liana Jojua has been working on, especially with Agapova. I want to see if some of that striking and ability to shoot levels has been kind of rubbing off. And that killer instinct of what Agapova's been bringing. Tough fight, man. It really is a tough fight because they're both kind of in the same boat. Jojua is the younger fighter, and I'm actually just kind of looking at some footage too as we do this discussion video. But I'm gonna go with Cortney Casey in this one. I'm gonna go with Cortney Casey in this fight because if it doesn't get down to the ground, I think if she keeps it standing, and she fights at a pace where she lands some bombs and she's able to use her takedown defense, I think she can make this fight interesting, man. I'm gonna go with Cortney by TKO. By TKO. Yeah. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. These lower level fighters, like lower level fights, they're harder to pick. It's easier to predict some of the higher fighters here because there's more footage to watch and just fighters are more set in their ways. But when you're looking at the bottom ranked fighters, it's always like, is so and so going to show up? Is this person going to be there? Are they going to let their hands go this fight, right? So I'm just having fun with this one. Let me know what y'all think, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.